Boys, shout out to Glow for letting me use this beautiful weapon, man, Crimson. Now, I just recently reviewed Stern, and I was talking about Stern. I was saying that it was not necessarily what I wanted to see. And let me go ahead and just say this, guys. I harshly review exotic hand cannons. Why? Because we came from Destiny 1, baby. We had Thorn. We had Last Word, we had Hawk Moon, we had the 3 hand cannons, man, that essentially molded year 1 for me and a lot of other players. So when it comes to exotic hand cannons, I don't fuck around, man. Just because it's a hand cannon's exotic doesn't mean it's about to get in bed with me. No, sir. It's gotta earn my love. And let me tell you, Crimson has done that. Guys, let's talk about this weapon. Shout out again to Glow, though, because he is the one that did all the work to get this weapon. He said he got this from actually getting it from a random enemy in a Nightfall, and then, of course, afterwards, to fully unlock the Masterwork itself, you have to get 1,000 precision kills. Now, before we get into this review, let's talk about what Crimson was like before this update. Again, before, it only hit 21 per crit, and on top of that, the rounds per minute for the weapon was 386, and now we're looking at 24 per crit and rounds per minute being at 415. Another thing I noticed too was that I felt like the weapon seemed to just not get hit as hard, as in, you know, flinch didn't seem to affect it as greatly as it did before. Now with this Crimson catalyst that is actually being applied to it, essentially it masterworks the weapon and it adds plus 20 range. Now the range is already massive on this weapon. You see it right there. It's in a whole nother division by itself. You will actually be landing crits at some crazy distances. But I will say this, there's some major pros but some major drawbacks to the weapon, and you'll kind of get yourself in a tight spot because you get so used to the weapon dealing good damage at mid-range that you'll try to sit there and tie up with Graviton Lance and Vigilance Wing at ranges that no matter what the case is, this hand cannon will not be able to take them down, because it is still, to me, more of an up-close weapon. But anything short to mid-range, guys, this gun will eat them up. Now the gameplay you're seeing right here, you're gonna probably notice that the gameplay gets kind of a little bit better and better, because it's almost like the dots started to connect for me. This weapon, when you're using it, you're gonna be seeing the sights, and I will tell you right now, you want to stick that sight almost in their chest and neck area. You want to just lay it in there, and you want to keep tugging down on the gun and keep, and it's going to look like you're not going to hit crits, and I'm telling you guys, you're going to hit crits every single time. That was my biggest problem, was that I was trying to graze their head too much, and the weapon does have a little more hop, and the way the animation of the gun looks, it will obscure your view a little bit. And so after I started pushing the weapon down and actually putting it in their neck to chest area, that's when the gun started to shine for me the most. Now, we haven't even started talking about the exotic perk, but again, intrinsically, guys, the weapon fires a 3-round burst, but the trait itself is Cruel Remedy. Kills with this weapon heal the wielder. Precision kills also refill the magazine. This is so nasty, guys. I tell you right now, this is a weapon purely designed for Rumble. I'm not saying you can't use it in other playlists, but for Rumble, it is such a damn good weapon because it can shred, it immediately refills the magazine, and you've got full health. My God, what more do you need? You're essentially rocking Devour. I know it's not instantaneous heal, but it is still health regen, and it happens really fast. And for me, on this Hunter that I was using, I was actually going full mobility and just kind of chopping it up between resilience and recovery. I've seen actually people go with the most recent exotic that's being received from the storyline, Wormhusk Crown, and they're using that in combination with Crimson. Now, to me, it seems a little redundant because you really just want to rely on Crimson to get yourself that recovery, but if you want just super recovery, you rock Wormhusk Crown to kind of get yourself out of a bond and dodge to get that health regen going, and of course, you just come right back out with Crimson. I can tell you right now, Wormhusk has definitely been baiting me a bunch. I go around the corner to expect to see a Hunter there, one shot, and he's back to full health again. So that in combination with Crimson is a nasty loadout to have in Rumble. I will say this though, most of the gameplay you see here is stompies. I like stompies, guys. I like being able to move fast. I like slide distance. Overall, guys, it's a nasty gun. To me, again, I used it more short range. I used it aggressively, and you'll see in a lot of this gameplay here, I paired it with an SMG, but again, that's Rumble, and I'm normally playing constantly rushy and Rumble. Any other playlists, especially like ranked and stuff like that, I would highly suggest, you know, work with the map and go with something maybe like a scout in that energy slot. Guys, get your hands on it. Shout out to Glow, man, for letting me use this beautiful thing, dude. I am so excited. I'm ready to just grind it out and get it out on my account. Boys, we've got so many more weapons to be covering, dude, and I'm pretty happy with the majority of the ones that I've reviewed. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for coming and watching the video, and as always, slap that like button like your mama told you right.